We're having enchiladas for dinner, so I'm just going to throw together some wraps. That's all the plain flour I have. This pinch of salt in here as well. Hotter than tepid water, and I'm just going to mix that together. You can use a spatula if you want. I just find it easier when I'm making wraps. I can actually feel the dough. Oh, and actually, you know what? I never put olive oil into my wrap. I've seen people do it, so why not? And you can actually just use the dough to clean off the edge. That's actually a little bit too wet, so I'm just going to put it onto the worktop here and just give it a little knead for a second. It should feel really soft to the touch, and even though I know it looks like I'm putting a lot of effort into this, it should be really, really easy to just knead. So you're gonna fold it in half, push away from you and rotate, fold in half, push away from you and rotate. The more you knead a dough, you'll notice as well that the wetter it sometimes gets because the water is now absorbing into the flour. So don't be scared to add a little bit of flour onto the worktop if you need, or you can also flour your hands. I'm gonna put this back in the bowl and just let it sit for a few minutes just to rest before I roll it out.
Now, you don't need to let this sit on the countertop for a long time, even like 5 to 10 minutes, just to let the dough to relax a little bit. I just find it's easier to work with. Now, of course, I did only mean for these to sit on the countertop for around 10 minutes to allow the dough to relax a bit. But of course, it sat there for over half an hour, which is also absolutely grand. And then, of course, because everyone's dough is going to be slightly different depending on the flour you're using and the temperature in your house, you just might need to add a little bit of flour like I'm doing here to the worktop. So I was just giving it a bit of a roll out. Every time I rolled it out, I just moved it around the floured worktop just so I could make sure that it wasn't sticking. And just try your best to get it as thin as you can and just repeat the process. Raf ended up making the chili because I was sick. So when I was heating up, I just heated some water first in the pot and then added my chili. Water that I've added in here first, it will eventually evaporate, but it'll just allow whatever you're reheating to not get dry. And I know these aren't technically enchiladas because I'm using a chili, and I know it's not technically a chili because there's lentils in it. It's just the easiest way to explain what I'm trying to do for dinner. Now, first thing you're going to do before you cook the wraps is preheat your pan to a medium to high heat. Also, don't want to add any oil. Dry pan the entire way through. If I find there's a little bit of excess flour on the pan, I'll just wipe it down so it doesn't continue to burn while I cook all the rest of the wraps. Now, apart from the fact that I made the wraps from scratch, this was such an easy dinner to get together, especially because we had already made the lentil chili the day before. And I've actually never made enchiladas before, so I just looked up a picture and I was like, oh my god, I need the sauce on top. So I left some of the chili in the pot and added some water, brought that to the boil just while I was rolling up all of these to put into the container. I also love anything with a good bang of heat in it, so we had this fermented chili oil that we were given in the fridge, so I popped that in to my like sauce situation there on the hob, and then grated some cheese. This is the Irish cheese that I got in my grocery haul last week, and oh my god, I can't stop eating it. It is bloody delicious. I had a white cheddar and a red cheddar to go on top. I needed something else to put in this sauce to like bring it together, so I added some cream and then just threw it on top of the wraps. Heaped on loads of this cheese then, and then chucked it into the oven. This went in at like 225 degrees Celsius, and it only took 20 minutes because the lentil chili was already hot. So absolutely nowhere near a traditional enchilada, but it was so bloody delicious, lads. The pot of lentil chili that we made ended up doing us for 2 dinners and 2 lunches. It's such a great thing to have in the fridge. I heaped a load of sour cream on top and then more of that fermented chili oil. Go on, pop the kettle on and get cooking. Slán!